Okay, so story time about my extremely bipolar best friend. So a little background information. I was a sophomore in high school and I was 16 years old and I had just gotten my brand new car. See, this was honestly like the best thing that could happen for me, okay? I had worked my ass off for this car. I had extremely good grades. I had an under the table job so that way I could make some money to put towards the car. And I was kissing my parents' ass day and night for the past year. Literally year. Well, my best friend, who we're gonna call Lisa, she was the complete opposite of me. When she wanted something, all she had to do was ask mommy and daddy. She would take advantage of everybody, and drama always revolved around her. Like, sis was out here doing the most for no reason at all. Like, I remember the one day we were sitting in class and she was like, should I pull that girl's hair? We didn't even know the girl. She was brand new to the school. And I was like, no, don't do that, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, well, I'm bored. Goes up to the girl while she's walking past her to go turn her paper in and just yanks her ponytail on the way past. The girl didn't do anything. She didn't even tell the teacher. She just looked behind her and then was like, went back to doing her work. I felt so bad. But I was best friends with this girl, even though we just happened to be complete opposites. And how did we meet, you're probably wondering? Well, when I was younger, my parents put me into gymnastics and she just happened to be in my class. And ever since then, we were inseparable. Like, there wasn't a time where I didn't imagine this girl in my life. My parents had never liked her though. I thought that it might have been because whenever we were younger, they didn't really agree with her parents' parenting skills, so I thought that they were just holding that against Lisa. But come to find out, soon you guys will find out why they actually didn't like her. But they would tolerate her, you know. They thought that she was an extremely bad influence. They did not want me to act anything like her. Pause real quick. To be honest, why do I feel like parents are always right in these situations? Like, I remember having so many friends that are now no longer my friends, no longer even a part of my life, that my parents were right about. Like, I thought that they just hated all of my friends for no reason. No, in the end, they ended up being right about everything. Like, I remember I was friends with this one girl, and I have no idea why, but my dad was like, oh, she seems like she could be sneaky. I was like, okay, whatever. You don't even know her. You've talked to her for like 2 seconds, you know. And what happened? She ended up sending nudes to the guy that I liked. Yeah. Resume. I could kind of see where they were coming from, but not really, okay? Well, it wasn't until the summer of 9th grade when Lisa was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, right? But we would literally always joke about it because we would be like, oh my god, like, Lisa, you're so bipolar. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Now I see why she was diagnosed with bipolar, but like, you know, when you think of somebody like who's bipolar, you think of somebody who's like, I want to eat pickles. No, I want potatoes. No, I actually want pickles. No, I want potatoes. Yeah, no, I now understand the true definition of bipolar. But anyways, that really never changed our friendship, okay? Because like I said before, I never saw that side to her, you know? She was always nice to me. She was always a good friend. But like I said, that all changed my sophomore year of high school when I got the car for my birthday. Whew. Grab your popcorn, folks, because it's about to get crazy. So I'm at my birthday party. It's Lisa, my family, maybe like 3 other friends, which I wasn't really friends with, but my parents were friends with their friends, so they showed up. Confusing, I know. Try to keep up. Well, when we were inside after we had cake and I thought that I got all my birthday presents, my mom and my dad were like, okay, we have one more thing to show you. Let's all go outside. And we all go outside and it is my car with a pretty pink bow on the top. And they were like, happy birthday, sweetie. We're so proud of you. You know, like, you've been doing so good. This, that, and the next. I was like, period, okay. Well, right after I took the bow off and I got in the car, I told Lisa, like, hey, come look, you know, like, look at the car. And she's like, I could feel the energy in the room. There was so much tension, you could literally slice it with a knife. It was like when you're at a birthday party and a 5-year-old is jealous that another 5-year-old got a present. Like, it was like, girl, come on. So, little backstory, right? Lisa did not get a car for her birthday because She was caught driving underage. She didn't have a permit or anything, and she was drunk. So her parents were like, hell no, you are not getting a car for your 16th birthday. I'm also pretty sure that she can't drive until she's 18 or 20. I have no idea, but she wasn't allowed to drive for a long time. Well, after I told her to come and get in the car, she literally made the biggest scene. She stomped inside the house, grabbed her things. Literally, we're all still outside at this time, right? She walks past my driveway. My driveway's right here. And sits on the fucking curb and waits for her parents. Like, girl could not have made less of a dramatic exit than she did. And everybody's just looking at each other like. So my mom went over to go and talk to her, and she's like, no, I'm just not feeling good and I would really like to go home, please. So I would appreciate it if you left me alone. Okay, sis, do whatever you want. It's good. Well, I was super upset that she left my birthday party, obviously, because she was supposed to sleep over that night. And we were supposed to go to the zoo in the morning with my family. And that night, I had texted her and I was like, hey, are you okay? Like, my mom said that you were feeling sick. And she completely ignored my text. And girl had her red receipts on, so she did it on purpose so that way I could see that she saw my text messages, but she still wasn't replying. Well, finally I stopped texting her the day after my birthday because I sent her a bunch of texts on my birthday and I was like, all right, I'm not dealing with this at this point. So then the next day while I'm at the zoo, I get a text from her and she's like, hey, sorry I left earlier. I was just really upset about the car, you know, like I thought I was gonna get one for my birthday, even though I was there when her parents specifically told her she wasn't getting one for her birthday, but okay. Whatever. And then she calls me, so I go to the bathroom while I'm with my family, and she's like sobbing on the phone, like trying to make me feel bad about the fact that I got a car. No offense, but you did not deserve one. Like, the whole reason why she got pulled over whenever she was underage, like whenever she was driving, was because she went up the wrong freaking way of the highway. She went up an exit lane. So, yeah, I can see why you did not get a car. So after we got over the whole car thing, right? A few months later, everything went back to normal. I got my driver's license because I only had my permit at the time whenever I got the car. So, like I said, finally I got my license and I started driving her and I to school. But she was super demanding that I come and pick her up and drive her every single day because she was my BFF. Well, the one day I was like, hey, I can't drop you off at your house today. I'm going to hang out with a boy after school. Thinking she would be super happy for me because this is a boy that I liked for a very long time. She was not. She thought that it was bullshit that I couldn't drive her home. She was giving me a super hard time about everything, trying to get me to change plans. Like, literally being manipulative as fuck. She was like, so what, you're gonna go hang out with some boy that you barely even know instead of taking your best friend home from school. She was like, you're literally so ridiculous, you're fake, you're this, you're that. She was like, watch, he's gonna lay the pipe and then he's gonna dump you right after. And I'm like, girl, where is all this coming from? Where is it coming from? Like, sis was acting like a psycho. She was like one of those friends, you know, one of those friends where you can't have any other friends or anything like that, and you can't do anything without her, and if you do, they'll get jealous. She was like that type of friend. So I said, fuck that shit, and I sent her a text saying, well, now this is a you problem, so I'm gonna go hang out with Derek and you can go do what you want. So I get home around 6 o'clock, right? And my mom knew that I was going to a boy's house and everything like that, but then she's like, hey, why did you leave Lisa at school? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, Lisa's parents called me saying that you were supposed to go and take her home from school, and her parents are pissed off because that was the whole plan. Well, then I showed my mom the text messages and my mom was like, so what do I tell our parents? I was like, nothing. I was like, I don't give a fuck. And my mom was low-key proud of me for standing my ground. So period. Well, then I go up to my room, I put my stuff away, and I go to text her about what she told her parents, and she fucking blocked me.
He blocked me. What a loser. Literally, what a loser.
On everything. So because I'm a dumb bitch, I spent the next 3 days trying to get her to talk to me. For what reason, I don't know. I should have just left her alone at that point. But finally, I got her to talk to me just to make a deal with her. A deal with her, right? What's the deal, you might ask? Well, the deal was that I had to drive her to and from school every day. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. Now you're probably wondering, girl, why would you agree to something like that? Well, let me tell you, okay? I feel like it was because I was low-key still holding on hope that my old best friend, who was actually a really good best friend to me, was still in there somewhere, you know? Because like I said, I'd never seen this side to her. This was the side that I saw her show to other people, but I never thought that it would flip back on me like that. So in all honesty, I low-key feel bad for myself, you know? Even though these are red flags that I should have saw as soon as we got into our friendship, but you know. Because I'm not even joking, she probably started acting like I saw her act to a bitch to everybody when we were in like 5th grade. That's when she started like actually being a mean girl, you know? So anyways, of course I said yes, even though literally 5 seconds before, whenever I was reading the text, I was like, I'm nobody's bitch, but I'll be yours. It's embarrassing. Well, 3 weeks into this, I was really hoping that she would forget about the little deal that we made, right? Because I hadn't texted her or talked to her the whole day, but then I get a text saying, hey, I'm outside in the parking lot by your car. Fuck my life. Well, the problem with this is I had just gotten a root canal 2 hours before this. I only came to school for a test and I really wanted to go home, get some medicine, and go to sleep. Well, at that point, I was like, all right, I have to stick up for myself, you know. Hopefully she'll understand that I just had a root canal and that I really just want to go to fucking sleep. That's all I want in my life. So I was like, hey, like the buses are still outside, so could you possibly take one home? I just got a root canal today. I really want to go home and go to sleep. That set her off. She absolutely freaked the fuck out. She was like, what a lame cop-out. She was like, you're a fake-ass friend. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you swore that you would take me home every day. And it's not like we lived 2 minutes down the street or anything. She lived 20 minutes away from my fucking house. So I just don't respond to her. I'm like, whatever, I'll let her have her freak out. We'll probably talk tomorrow, work things out. It'll be fine. It'll be fine, right? Wrong. Because the next day I walk into my homeroom and she runs into the classroom and just starts screaming at me like it was bad. And there were 10 other people in there just standing around watching her scream at me, treat me like a piece of shit. So I didn't talk to her for the rest of the week. Eventually we run into each other at the mall. I try to keep walking. She like runs over to me and she's like, hey, like I wanted to talk. I'm so sorry about what happened. I let my emotions get the best of me again. I'm sorry. She tells me about how she's been off her meds, this, that, and the next. And I'm like, girl, no offense, but I don't believe you this time. Because she's used that exact same excuse, like, sorry, I'm off my meds. I can treat you however I want to treat you, you know. Again, I forgave her. I know, please do not come for me. I know. I know. We agreed that friends having fights are normal and that we can move past this. So the next day I woke up and what do I know? Lisa is back on her bullshit again. And let me tell you, this is literally less than 24 hours we had that conversation. And it was getting to the point where our friendship was getting super draining. Like 1 minute she would be happy. The next minute she would act like a bitch for the next 2 weeks. You know, it was just ridiculous. I wake up to a text message saying, hey, when are you gonna come pick me up? And her and I had talked about this literally in our conversation. I was like, you just have to understand, like sometimes I can't come and pick you up. She was like, yeah, no, I know. She was like, I'll be more understanding next time. It's fine. It wasn't fine, clearly. So I'm sitting there staring at this text like an idiot and I'm like, reading it over and over and over again because I'm like, girl, what did we just fucking talk about? And I was like, hey, like, you know, I can't. And she's like, what do you think? I just forgave you so you wouldn't ride me to school? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. So I'm also sitting there and I'm like, did this bitch really just say that she only forgave me so that way I would give her a ride to school? Because that's what it's sounding like. So at that point, I gave no fucks anymore and I literally ripped her a new asshole over the phone. I was like, I can't do this anymore. You're actually like a terrible fucking friend. I was like, I don't know what has been going on with you throughout like the past few months. I was like, but you can't just treat people like shit. This is why nobody wants to be your friend, because you're a fucking bitch to everybody. Well, eventually I calmed down and I get to school and Lisa is purposely standing by the door talking shit with a whole bunch of people that I know she does not give a one fuck about. She's giving me dirty look after dirty look. So I just fucking walk past her because I'm not dealing with the bullshit anymore. But that did not bother me one bit because I was used to her giving me dirty looks 24/7. But I knew something was extremely wrong whenever she was talking to my ex-boyfriend, who she absolutely hates. Like with a passion. She punched him in the face for me back whenever she found out that he was cheating on me. So I knew something was up. So I went home that day and I initially thought that she was just gonna fuck him to try and get back at me, you know, the usual ex-best friend thing that people do, right? Couldn't have been more wrong. She got him to send her my nudes. Yeah, which then she made a little collage with, posted it to Instagram, and tagged almost every single person in our grade. I was extremely embarrassed. I had 40 guys in my DMs asking to hang out, hook up, you know, all that stuff. So what do? Of course I go home and of course I tell my parents what happened, and they're pissed off that there were even naked pictures of me out there on the internet. But they ended up going to the school. The school ended up finding that he was the one who sent her the nude pictures. So the next day my parents and I went to the school and we had filed a police report and everything like that. They called down my ex-boyfriend, they called down Lisa, blah, blah, blah. I didn't even know that schools could do this, but they were able to go and look at the text. And they did find out that he sent her all of those nudes of me. He got expelled. Lisa was expelled also. I think a few months later, while I was scrolling on Instagram, my new best friend, who is not toxic at all, I'm still best friends with her till this day, sent me a video saying, I guess she got karma, and it was a video of her getting her face stomped into the ground. By the way, my parents and I were gonna take more legal action, but whenever we had spoke with my uncle, who was a lawyer, he was like, listen, there's most likely no way you're gonna win this. He was like, when you're going against somebody who has mental illness, it is very rare that it will go in your favor. So that was nice to know too. So fast forward to today, I will say I do still hate her with a passion, but after my nudes and everything got leaked, when I turned 18, I started an OnlyFans. And I am making more money than I ever would have going to college. So even though everything worked out for me, I do have a little advice for you guys. Make sure that if your best friend treats somebody else like shit, just be aware that they could completely do a 360 and treat you the exact same way that they treat everybody else. Okay, everybody, that is the end of today's story time. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of me, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And if you want to know when I post my next video, make sure to click that bell. And like I said, I will be announcing the winners for the giveaway next week, no matter what. But I love you guys, and I will see you in the next story time.